community management is honestly the most important. I think a lot of brands and a lot of companies in general, they activate their accounts, but they don't actually communicate with the people.
So hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Hash It Out. We have Haneen here with us. Hi Haneen.
Hi.
So thanks for joining, Haneen. If you want to start by giving us a quick intro about yourself and your experience, that would be great.
Yeah. So I'm Haneen Abdulaziz. I'm a social media lead at Middle Beast currently. I have around 8 years of experience in the social media industry in Saudi Arabia. I started off, of course, working at an agency, different agencies here in Saudi, and then moved on to work in events in Middle East.
That's great. And in your 8 years, how did you see like social media evolve in Saudi Arabia, like roughly?
Yeah. So mostly all the different platforms, their new feature, the way people are interacting with it changed differently from when we first started. It was mostly just Facebook and Instagram, and then it developed into Snapchat, and then YouTube, TikTok, and all of that. So the dynamic completely changed, the new feature changed, and it just was like filled with completely new opportunities and demographics and stuff like that.
All right, speaking of different platforms, Middle Beast is present on multiple channels. So how do you differentiate your presence from each different platform?
I think what we learned is that on each platform, we just need to be kind of a different personality, because each platform has its own demographics, it has its own people, different interests, age groups, and you just realize that you cannot speak to all those different people on those different platforms in the same tone, because the features itself doesn't allow it, and because the people are different and their interests are completely different. So like a fun experiment we used to do was relate like a platform to a person we would know in the office, or someone at like in a TV show that we know. And then we'd be, for example, like, would Joey from Friends say this on TikTok, or would he say that on Twitter, which is usually not. But it really helped, because we do have a big group. It really helped to like personalize if that sounds like something that would come out of that person. And it was just like a fun experiment that we always do together.
Okay, so you humanized each platform, you gave it that persona and you stuck to it. Okay. And after doing that, which platform got you the highest organic engagement, and why do you think that is?
Yeah. So usually for most brands, especially when I used to work in the agency, Instagram was always the one that got the most engagement. But for Middle Beast right now, and I've seen it across a lot of different other brands, it has become TikTok. And I think it's because the platform itself allows people to be more of themselves. So people are just more comfortable to engage with your content, to joke. There's no like super strict kind of feeling or interaction like how you would feel on Twitter, for example. It's more like you're talking to a friend. So now it's the most interaction is definitely on TikTok.
And yeah, I think the fun nature of Middle Beast also suits the platform, and especially that it's audio like first, and the audio on TikTok is really strong. So that definitely helps. And what kind of content works best for you, like when it comes to getting engagement?
Yeah, so most likely it's always reels, especially fun reels, reels where you show the employees or the artists, or any kind of fun reels. And then the second one would be like posts where we ask questions, or it's all about having that asking them for their feedback. So just having like a post with like, if you were on stage right now, what would be the first thing you would say? And then people would want to interact with that. So it's how you phrase the content as how the content looks like.
So a mix of a bit behind the scenes, like showing people what it's like to work at Middle Beast or be at the concerts and so on, and also a mix of interacting with the people and listening to them. Okay. And speaking of interacting with the people, how important is community management when it comes to promoting events?
Community management is honestly the most important. I think a lot of brands and a lot of companies in general, they activate their accounts, but they don't actually communicate with the people that are following them, or the people that are commenting or DMing them or whatever. And they're just missing a huge opportunity, because once you allow that back and forth between you and the followers and your audience, you allow them to feel like they can connect with you easily, they can access their information easily. And especially when dealing with a brand like Middle Beast, for example, where we have so many events running at the same time, first points of contact for all kinds of information. So where is the event, what are the benefits, how can we get there, who's performing, all those like instant kind of questions that people want a reply from, they get it directly through our social media. And as well as the fun stuff, like on the daily, you know what I mean? Feeling that the brand is their friend, feeling that there are people behind the brand. It's not just like a corporate functioning brand. Is so important.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like Middle Beast's community management is on point. Like even interacting with viral content in Saudi, even if it's not related to the like specifically like concerts or parties or something like that. So is there like a guideline on what to interact with and what not to when it comes to like reaching out?
At the beginning, that was a point that we weren't really focusing on. And then when we had like a brainstorming session and we were talking about what are brands we love and why do we love them, it was, for example, Marsoul, Shawarma, all these accounts that like they know how to have this banter on socials, and we really wanted to be that kind of persona. So what we did was, in the beginning, we're like, okay, so who are we going to interact with? And it was, for example, fun artists, like artists that would like to talk back to us, that are constantly commenting on our account as well. And then local brands as well, podcast channels that always have fun memes about Middle Beast and stuff like that. So we kind of made a list of, okay, these are pretty cool accounts that are interactive. So let's interact with them, because there's going to be banter back and forth. And then, of course, we do recognize the followers that are always in the comment section, like commenting and stuff. So sometimes we like add them to our close friends, and we like send them stuff, and as if they're actually talking to people. And sometimes it just comes out of the blue, like someone posts something funny on Twitter and we just reply to them with like a meme of an artist or something like that.
No, I think this is a great way to not just like build the community, like maintain it, and especially have the customers like keep coming back to your page and then ultimately to your event. Last or before the last question, you get obviously the biggest artists in the world. So how do you leverage that to increase your own reach and your own engagement on your own pages?
Through collaborations, we see if the artist is up for like some fun collaborations, we kind of do some crazy stuff with them. We've sent like one of our artists on a zip line. We've had them throw cake at people and stuff like that. So it's all about what they want to do, what they want to show on their social media and our social media, and collabing with them, as well as having their fan accounts, sending them exclusive content and stuff like that. Usually they're so open to it. They love that kind of collaboration, and it's always like a fun kind of collab. So why not?
Definitely. Is there anyone that like really surprised you, like with their contribution on social?
Yeah, recently with Steve Aoki, he was up for everything and anything. So we just love it when like artists are like that.
That's why his content is always going viral on like different platforms. Yeah, that openness definitely helps. Okay, for the last question, what's one thing that you wish people knew about working in social media that people outside wouldn't know?
I think one of the most important thing was something we discussed in the beginning is a lot of brands, they feel they need to put the same content on every single platform. They don't really quite grasp that each platform is completely different. So get creative, change it up, do fun stuff. For example, if you had a great idea that's a bit out there, put it on TikTok. You don't necessarily need to put it on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Honestly, I feel like if you have like a creative idea that you really want to go for, find a platform for it and choose that one and put it on there. Another idea, something I feel like who all the social media managers or like anyone that works in social media struggles for, is that social media managers are not just are social media managers. They can't be copywriters and content creators and like campaign managers and everything. It is a very much collaborative work. So you can't just have like a team of one person doing it all. There needs to be all kinds of collaborations to make it successful.
Definitely. And the more you invest in social, the more you get. If you have one person using Canva and then on CapCut, and then they can only do so much. They only have so many hours in the day. So definitely like having the right team and the right resources in place pays off. And we can see that like with the Middle Beast social presence. It was a pleasure, Haneen. Thanks so much for joining our virtual podcast. And until next time.
Thank you so much.